Toyota Truck Event of the Year. Toyota, let's go places.
Good morning, America. Breaking overnight, captured. Police closing in on the man accused of that brutal killing spree, gunning down his co-workers, then going on the run, sparking a multi-state manhunt.
One of the most heinous acts we've ever seen in our county.
The shocking takedown.
Fallen soldiers fall out. President Trump faces new outrage after calling the widow of a soldier, reportedly saying he knew what he signed up for. More families coming forward, and now new questions about a $25,000 check the president promised a different family.
An ABC News exclusive. As the Me Too movement grows, Alyssa Milano, the actress and activist who reignited the movement and inspired millions to share their stories, is now here live. The sexual harassment she faced, opening up for the first time only on GMA.
And caught on camera. Food truck explosion. A massive blast, flames engulfing this cart in a busy downtown, rattling a building, damaging nearly a dozen cars. What sparked the blaze?
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
And we do say good morning, America. And baseball fans were up late last night. The Cubs, they're still alive. Close call against the Dodgers. They danced their way to victory after a home run.
I don't know what kind of...
That's what they do after a homer.
What is that dance? I don't know what that's called, but it looks good to me. Well, both the Yankees and the Dodgers, they are both now just one win away from heading to the World Series. Could be a New York, L.A. World Series. That'd be a big market.
Yeah, that used to be about 50 years ago, the Subway Series.
That's true. That's
Brooklyn
right.
and L.A. A lot of that coming up, but first we're going to get to the capture of a man who went on a shooting spree across multiple states. Our senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas is in Washington with the latest. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. It was a dramatic, bloody day of workplace violence, car chases, and a suspected cold-blooded killer now in handcuffs. A man so callous after his alleged rampage, sources tell us he was spotted by police casually walking down the street, smoking a cigar.
Overnight, police capturing Rade Prince after chasing him on foot, following an 11-hour multi-state manhunt for the suspected killer. Accused of gunning down 3 people and critically wounding 2 others at his office just outside of Baltimore, then shooting another man in Delaware.
How do you get into a mind of a person that's capable of shooting 5 people that are co-workers? And I even get chills talking about it because I know what it's like when we do hunt individuals that are desperate.
It all started just before 9 a.m.
I have a 40-year-old male with a gunshot to the head.
When a 37-year-old Prince, a machine operator at Advanced Granite Solutions, gathered his co-workers at the countertop company and began firing.
We have multiple witnesses saying there's a shooter at Granite Place.
3 people fatally shot, 2 others critically injured.
There's a individual out there on the loose who committed, one of the most heinous acts we've ever seen in our county.
Police arriving just 4 minutes into the shooting, but Prince, a man with 42 arrests, had already fled. Around 11 a.m., another shooting erupts 50 miles away at this car dealership in Wilmington, Delaware.
We're getting reports of one patient shot multiple times.
The victim, another man Prince allegedly knew and had a dispute with.
Our officers actually saw the vehicle leaving the scene. We were able to give a short chase but lost the vehicle.
According to court records, a restraining order was sought against Prince after he allegedly punched a co-worker at a previous job. Yesterday, those severe anger management issues apparently turned deadly. Robin?
So sad. All right, Pierre, thank you. Now to the University of Florida, where security is stepping up as the campus prepares for white nationalist leader Richard Spencer to speak today. The governor has already declared a state of emergency. ABC's Victor Oquendo is there on the ground in Gainesville with the latest. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Robin. Police have the entire area close to the Phillips Center where Richard Spencer will speak on lockdown. They'll be shutting down an 18-block radius, only letting very few people by that police checkpoint. Clearly, they're not taking any chances this morning.
This morning, the University of Florida in Gainesville inundated with police, an unprecedented show of force from local, state, and federal levels. The goal, preventing chaos ahead of white nationalist Richard Spencer's speech later today. Authorities preparing for months after the ugly and deadly scenes in Charlottesville, Virginia, where Spencer was a scheduled speaker.
It was a matter of recognizing from what we've studied with Berkeley and in Charlottesville, Virginia, what the potential was. And so we are looking at it worst case scenario.
Exhaustively consulting with Charlottesville and Berkeley police, officials are taking no chances. From barriers around expected protest sites and prohibitions on everything from bottles to water balloons. But the biggest resource, that additional manpower, thanks to an emergency declaration from Governor Rick Scott. The campus, normally bustling on a fall Thursday, will likely be empty, many classes canceled, and students encouraged to avoid the event or protest against it.
Do not provide Mr. Spencer and his followers the spotlight they are seeking.
In an interview with ABC's Juju Chang, Spencer, who has not been invited by any student organizations, explains why he prefers university campuses for his polarizing events.
I want to bring ideas to campus that otherwise wouldn't be here. Because the fact is, university campuses, despite their claims of being open for all discourse, they're pretty stifling places.
You will need a ticket for the speech today. Organizers have taken control of that process. They'll start distributing them about an hour and a half before the speech, which is set for 2:30. One more note, that banner that stretches right across the street, it's a long list of all the prohibited items, including weapons, masks, and torches. George?
It is going to be a tense day in Gainesville. Victor, thanks very much. To the White House now, and the controversy over President Trump's calls to families of fallen soldiers. Several more families have now come forward saying they did receive calls. The mother of the soldier killed in Niger insists Trump was disrespectful in his call to the widow, and there are lingering questions about that deadly ambush. Let's bring in our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, for more on this. And John, beginning with that phone call to the widow, the mother insists on that call that the president was disrespectful.
George, we still have not heard directly from the widow who received the call, but the president, the White House, pushing back very hard on the allegation that he was in any way disrespectful. Here's what the president had to say when he was asked about it by ABC's Karen Travers.
Didn't say what that congresswoman said. Didn't say it at all. She knows it, and she now is not saying it. I did not say what she said, and I'd like her to make the statement again, because I did not say what she said.
But, George, as you point out, the Sergeant Johnson's mother, who was also in the car when the call was placed, backs up the congresswoman's account of what was said on the call.
Meantime, John, there are bigger questions about the actual ambush in Africa. Senator McCain has said the White House has not been forthcoming, and there are real questions about why it took so long for the president to speak out.
A lot of questions about this. John McCain, we asked directly if he thought that the White House was being forthcoming on this, and he answered with a single word, no. He believes there are many unanswered questions about what went down. The Department of Defense is launching its own investigation into this. And as you point out, the White House drafted a statement for the president to deliver the night of the attack, expressing condolences for those that were killed. That statement was never released. We asked about that. The White House said that they decided instead to have Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the press secretary, deliver a statement the following day from the podium, saying that somehow elevated it. But the president did not comment on that attack, George, for a full 12 days. Not until he was asked about it in the Rose Garden.
And then talked about making those calls. Several families saying they didn't get calls. Other families coming forward saying they did, including that man who said the president offered him $25,000.
Yes, this was a call back in June, a soldier that was killed in Afghanistan. And the president offered the family over the course of that call $25,000. The money has not been delivered yet. The White House says the check is in the mail. And the family says they have nothing but gratitude for the president for sending that check.
Okay, John Karl, thanks very much. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. And President Trump, he's also on Twitter celebrating a new record-breaking high on Wall Street. For the first time ever, the Dow closed above 23,000 points. On Wednesday, experts say solid corporate earnings and those highly anticipated tax cuts are what are behind the surge. And it's a far cry from 30 years ago. Coincidentally, 30 years ago, today is known as Black Monday. That's when the Dow fell 23% and hit a historic low, closing below the 2,000 mark. A lot has changed in 30 years.
Yes, it certainly has. Thanks.
Except for you.
Now to new developments in the Russia investigation. This morning we're learning Russian interference went beyond the election and included an effort to stir up racial tension here in the U.S. Our chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross, is here with more on all that. Good morning, Brian.
Well, good morning, Robin. If you thought the Russians had stopped their active measures against the U.S., they haven't. And they've been duping activists in the black community in their efforts to stoke racial tensions and influence the election.
Hey, Black Matters US.
A music video for a group called Black Matters US. Rallies against police brutality.
All she wants is power.
Denunciations of Hillary Clinton. Even self-defense classes run by a group called Black Fist. All part of a sophisticated campaign targeting America's black communities, run out of this building in St. Petersburg, Russia, according to congressional investigators.
The strategy appears to be a mix of suppressing votes, stoking fear, and doing all they can to help their preferred candidate in Donald Trump.
Black Matters US. Hey.
Investigators say it was no accident the Russians created social media accounts for a group that very much sounded like the legitimate Black Lives Matter group.
It's not fair. I don't think it's fair. Black Matters.
The St. Louis rapper who wrote the music for the Black Matters US video says he got Instagram messages from people he didn't know asking him to write a song dealing with police brutality.
I had no clue that it was Russian anything like that.
The young activist who helped organize this protest rally in Charlotte, North Carolina last September says it was people at Black Matters US who got him to do it, to his later regret.
They definitely make Black Lives Matter look bad. They make that entire movement look bad. Who knows who else was hoodwinked really by the same group.
Another Russian group called Black Fist organized self-defense classes offering protection against the police. 5 American fitness trainers were hired to run the classes.
They paid me $320 for the month, 4 classes.
They're taking advantage of people who really care about the community.
Right. It's very sneaky. It's very sneaky. It's very underhanded.
Facebook and Twitter have now taken down the feeds of these groups, Black Matters US and Black Fist. And when we tried to contact the names listed on their websites, it appeared they were people who don't actually exist. More creations of that Russian cyber team in St. Petersburg.
What a strange story.
Very unusual, yeah.
Okay, Brian, thanks very much. We're going to turn now to Las Vegas. And the reaction to a new ad for MGM Resorts released just weeks after a shooting at its Mandalay Bay hotel. The spot was meant to send a message of unity, but it has sparked a debate, and our senior national correspondent Matt Gutman has the story.
This morning, MGM is taking heat for its first new ad following the Las Vegas mass shooting.
I'm gonna let it shine.
The 30-second ad is set to a somber version of the song, This Little Light of Mine, debuting Tuesday during the opening night of the NBA season. But social media pouncing with comments like the MGM Resorts Vegas Strong ad seems oddly capitalistic in the wake of a horrific tragedy.
Let it shine, let it shine.
MGM Resorts International telling ABC News most of the response has been positive, and that the spot is intended to honor the strength and resilience of Las Vegas, of MGM Resorts, of Mandalay Bay, and of all of our employees. The Let It Shine ad replaced a heart-pounding predecessor, which included the unfortunate line that MGM was there to blow the minds of all mankind. In the wake of the rampage, Vegas has grappled with presenting its image, traditionally centered on wild nightlife and glitzy attractions. Visitors and Convention Authority dropping the iconic slogan, "What happens here stays here."
And strength is our promise for tomorrow.
Opting instead for commercials and billboards emblazoned with Vegas Strong. Security officer Jesus Campos tapping into that sentiment in his appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show.
Everyone came together to help that night, even in the darkest hour.
Now, almost any ad that MGM would have put together following that shooting was certain to draw controversy. But what is most helping the victims of the Las Vegas shooting and their families, not ads, but many hundreds of donations, mostly by private individuals. The total raised so far, nearly $16 million.
Robin. And the donations continue to roll in, Matt. Thank you. That is most important. Now to fired Louisville coach Rick Pitino, speaking out about that bribery scandal rocking the college basketball world, costing him his job. ABC's Ryan Smith has the latest.
I know the truth, and does it hurt me? Of course it hurts me.
A choked-up Rick Pitino, bearing it all in his first public comment since his removal as head basketball coach of the Louisville Cardinals in the wake of a federal investigation into college basketball corruption.
If I knew something was wrong, I immediately would have terminated anybody in that situation.
Pitino, who has led teams to 2 NCAA championships over his 40-year career, telling ESPN's Jay Billis he may never return to coaching.
Do you believe you will coach again?
I don't know. I'm not sure I want to. You know, I'm just trying to concentrate on today, and I'm really not concerned about the future.
Pitino receiving a grand jury subpoena on Wednesday to produce phone records and other documents related to the case, according to his attorney.
One thing you don't want to do is ever mislead the FBI or the U.S. attorney.
Pitino's termination this week coming less than a month after allegations an Adidas executive funneled $100,000 through a Louisville assistant coach to top recruit Brian Bowen to ensure his commitment to Louisville, a school the sneaker giant sponsors.
They say jump. We say how high.
Pitino denies any knowledge of the alleged payment, citing a lie detector test.
Now, Pitino is looking for compensatory and punitive damages in that lawsuit with Adidas, and his termination from Louisville coming years before the end of his contract, costing him some $44 million, you guys.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That could be the end of his coaching career.
Yeah, we'll have to see. He says right now he doesn't know what he wants to do, but we'll have to see.
All right, thank you, Ryan. We appreciate that. And now we're going to go to the high-stakes contest for Amazon's next headquarters. Cities across the country are competing in billions of dollars, and 50,000 jobs are on the line. And the deadline to submit a bid is today. ABC's Lindsay Janis is here with more. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Michael. A win could transform a city, boosting its economy with tens of thousands of new jobs, some of them paying more than $100,000 a year. Competition is steep, and some of these cities are laying on the charm pretty thick.
It's shaping up to be an Olympic-sized competition between cities all over North America. Amazon, the company synonymous with Seattle, is seeking a second home, where they plan to invest $5 billion and hire 50,000 workers. But this morning, the lengths some cities will go to woo the retailer are raising some eyebrows. Stonecrest, Georgia, offered to change its name to Amazon, Georgia. The mayor going so far as to say he'll seek legislation to install Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos as the unelected leader of Amazon, Georgia. Tucson, Arizona attempted a more natural approach, sending a 21-foot cactus to the company, which Amazon promptly donated to a desert museum. The mayor of Kansas City tried a different tact, purchasing $1,000 worth of items on Amazon. Next to each product he purchased, he left a helpful note extolling his city's virtues.
Well, Amazon will announce the winner sometime next year. It says it's looking for a metropolitan area with at least 1 million people, access to mass transit, an international airport, and a pool of highly skilled workers. So just a few requirements.
But you see all these things these cities are doing to try to lure them there. Are there any front runners?
Amazon has revealed nothing. It's going to announce a winner sometime next year, but some people are putting their money on Austin, Texas, the Silicon Valley of the South.
Oh. So getting the name's not enough.
Yeah, but I hope it'll stay Austin, Texas.
Yeah. I hope so, too.
I love the name of my hometown, Pasquisham, Mississippi. I couldn't imagine
Amazon,
the name
Mississippi.
Handing it over to a company.
No, thank you, Lindsay. And now we go to Ginger. A major storm hitting the Northwest.
Yeah, gusts almost to 60 miles per hour, causing those huge waves in the Puget Sound and also on the Pacific coast. The tree is going into windshields. You can see it from the outside and the inside. A series of storms coming your way. Warm Cities now, brought to you by Tide.
Hey, honey. How's practice?
Good.
Must have been hot out there today, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you go put that stuff in the laundry room right now?
Do your athletes bring home big odors?
Oh.
Tide Sport is super concentrated to beat even the toughest stains and odors.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Ooh, somebody ran laps.
Yeah. The new Tide Sport collection. It's gotta be Tide.
Continued warm and dry over the next couple of days. Look, today, ample sunshine. Our temperatures will move from the mid-60s at lunchtime, lower 70s by later today, and a very, very mild weekend. We continue to be dry. We'll track some rain coming in Tuesday, and right now your Wednesday, even the morning rush, is looking fairly soggy. But as mentioned, with all the weekend activities, look how warm it's going to be. Upper 70s for highs, a little taste of some late summer weather around here, and then very cool mid-part of next week.
Coming up, the Me Too movement reignited by actress and activist Alyssa Milano. She is here live. She has inspired millions to share their stories about the harassment they face. What she's saying only on GMA coming up.
And a scary flyby for a jumbo jet packed with passengers. Why did the pilot do it?
Hi, I'm the one clocking in when you're clocking